Let's go back to our breaking news story. The ANC's National Working Committee will enforce the party's step-aside resolution and suspend members charged with corruption or other serious crimes. This if they refuse to step aside themselves. Now, in a statement released a short while ago, the ANC says it will write to the affected members to inform them of the terms and conditions relating to their conduct during this suspension. Let's get more reaction on this story. Professor Dirk Kotze from the Department of Political Sciences at Unisa joins us now. Dirk, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So, of course, we know that the ANC has made good on its promise to do this, but these members who are about to challenge them, how is that going to unfold?
Yeah, that we don't know yet because there's not a particular procedure that's available. I guess the only sort of external procedure that was most possibly available is that they will go to the court for some form of review of these decisions. There's only an appeal process available which has been made known after this meeting of yesterday of the National Working Committee, and that's for persons who have been implicated by the reports of the Integrity Commission. But in these cases, I think we will have to see. But there's no explicit way in which a formal procedure has been made available to them.
Yeah. So, of course, we know that the NWC will write to the affected members to tell them about their conduct during this period, the suspension period. You know, many party members are already talking out against this decision. And what other action could they possibly take if they defy the ANC going forward?
Well, I think there are very few options for them. The one option which I think is always in the background is that of resigning from the ANC. And I think that is the one option which the national leadership, and especially President Ramaphosa, is to a large extent afraid of. That something similar to the 2008 situation will develop when a number of senior members of the ANC moved away, resigned and formed COPE later on. That's the one option that I don't think he at all would like to see happening. But for the rest of it, they can possibly try to mobilize, they can have meetings, but you know, the previous NEC meeting also said that limited the options for them in the sense that any type of activity which is related to so-called groups or factions like the radical economic transformation is regarded as not available within the ANC, also not to use the facilities of the ANC. So these things will still apply for them, those who want to mobilize now. And therefore there's quite serious limitations on what's possible.
It's quite funny, isn't it, when you have these members saying party before individuals, but then they will be the ones who are challenging the ANC. However, they do have a right to do so.
Well, yes, in terms of the national constitution, in terms of our legal principles, and in terms of the ANC's internal constitution, but that depends on formal processes. For example, if there was a disciplinary hearing, there was a result in this disciplinary hearing, they can appeal to the appeals committee. But this is not a case like that. This is different from, for example, Supreme Momopelo, who was suspended, his membership was suspended based on the outcome of a disciplinary hearing. In this case, it's not because they have, it's sort of in this gray area where a person is not accused of something that he has done, but rather the mere fact that he has appeared already before court for a serious offense. So it's an ethical issue. It's not an issue about legal matters specifically in the first instance. And I think that makes this gray area makes it also problematic for members who are affected by this, for them to respond to this.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then just in terms of this decision and the impact it'll have on voter sentiment with regards to the ANC, do you reckon it's going to do them any good?
Well, I think like many things, the ANC's support base is very much in two camps. Those who are in support of President Ramaphosa will certainly see this as a decisive step, something that many people have called for already. Those on the other side, but I guess it's a much smaller group, will obviously be very much negatively affected by it, and their sentiment will deepen against President Ramaphosa and his supporters. So, unfortunately, this is not a step that's going to forge or to develop into more unity within the ANC. I think, unfortunately for them, it will have actually, for the short-term future at least, the opposite effect.